2, 1, go.
Hello everyone, it's great to see you and I do hope you're well. I'm joined tonight by Craig at Iron Horse Railway. We've also got a special guest coming up with Gwion from Oxford Rail to talk about all of the great new announcements that they made last week. So really looking forward to that. Now, sorry we're a couple of minutes late. The Magic Smoke made a bid for freedom. We're not sure quite where from. We think that a frog polarity changer made a bid to cremate itself. So we're going to keep our eye on things like a hawk.
Just a small fire.
So just
as a treat.
Well, and that's the thing. We cannot 100% deduce where it came from. We know the area, and there's only one bit of electronics in that area, and it's a frog polarity changer.
It was a frog polarity changer.
The thing is, though, I verified that frog polarity changer is working, so I really don't know what's going on. But there we go. Also, whilst we've been looking for a headphone splitter, we made a strange discovery. Now, we are going to list these on the website. Handful of these are...
A literal handful of them left.
Yeah, a literal handful of maroon badges. And... I'm at a mystery as well. But wait, there's more. There's also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 green badges there as well.
I don't know how we've missed these.
I don't know.
They were literally in the electronics box that I have if we need to change a piece of equipment.
This is what happens when you put something down and don't put it away.
When you put it in a safe space.
Oh, be quiet.
So, anywho, so if you see us peering over into the distance,
we're looking like a hawk.
We're looking for more magic smoke. It didn't trip out the protection.
Does the class 3 move?
It does actually, yeah.
Is it supposed to move? Because it isn't moving.
It hasn't moved.
It's parked.
Okay,
it is parked. So,
I just realised, Jan.
What do you want?
The camera that's on is right at the correct point. That if there's anything going to go wrong, it's going to be on that.
Yes,
camera.
that's what.
Let's leave the camera there.
That was exactly what I was going to say. So, if you do see wispy smoke, that's the area. It was coming out of the little tunnel, the cut and cover tunnel in the foreground behind the chat. That's where the wisp of smoke came from.
To be fair, but with the delay, by the time someone goes,
thank you so much. Hillside Junction Railway very kindly donated £2 on the Super Chat. Says, want any weathering? I recommend Iron Horse Railway.
Yeah, if you go onto my Iron Horse Railway's Facebook page, you can see a reel I did recently of Hillside Junction's Oxford Rail, funnily enough, N7, which is a splendid little locomotive.
Absolutely. So we're looking at James Petts is in. We've got Stuart Putnam Junction, Ravenheart Modelling, Richard Gruters, Hillside Junction Railway, Richard Swiderski, Mr. Powell, Darryl Lewis, The Growler Blackwood Engage, Summer Breeze Model Railway, RG Models 86, Rick Morley, Stuart Putnam Junction, Flymo Chairman 1 DJK 666, Peachy TT 120, Ben Tullett, Peter Jackson Chidley Heath, David Scott, Awesome Bricks, Anthony Ham Shackleton, Claude Hamilton, you notice how they type really quick, Ben Davis, Going to the Dogs, Jordan Hunter, Norton Hill, Rick Morley, Bro Toys Channel, Dion Wollaston, hello Dion, great to see you, Mike Lane TT120, Beth G165, Joe Smith Online, JTG Werewolf, Livesteam Nick, and Gamehammer Classic Gaming. Skipsy Trains as well. Brilliant to see you. Hope you're well. So yeah, we're going to be looking out for smoke. There may come a moment where we just kill the trains. We don't want a repeat of the Ken Patterson incident. No. So there we are. Right. Anyway, we're going to be.
Sorry, Michael Lane just asked if I'd had an experience weathering TT. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. If you want me to weather TT, that's fine. Send me a message, mate, and we'll discuss later on. That's fine.
Absolutely. So we're going to be going over to Gwion in a few minutes' time. So if Gwion is in, then just a 5-minute warning to you. So also, because we had the fire scare, we haven't prepared any of the pictures that they sent in the thing to my emails, unless you have prepared these.
No, but I can get them now.
Yeah.
While you talk about the news.
So, what do you mean? Well, you talk. So, in the news, what's in the news? Well, we've just found a handful of maroon badges, green badges. I think actually these are the ones which were on stands at Getz.
That would explain why they were in the wires bag for the electronic stuff.
Yeah, so these are the ones which TMC were selling from their stand. And they've probably at pack up said, "Oh, these are left over." Oh, yeah,
and they've ended up with all the electronics.
And they've been put in the electronics bag. In addition, the green ones, I think they came from DCC Concepts, who were selling stuff, and he's basically gone, "We have these," and they've come after the event, as it were. So, right, you'll need to go down to Eloise at Oxford Diecast.
That one?
I think. No, not that one. Go back. So we just like.
There's nothing like being prepared.
Yeah.
This is nothing like being prepared.
Scroll down where it says Oxford Diecast. There it is. There it is. Oxford Diecast. See? It's spelled Oxford Diecast. Yeah. There we go.
She thinks she's funny.
Right. Yeah, I do. Press area. That's where we need to go.
I'll press this area.
So hopefully this will give us access to the Oxford Rail stuff. I can't read the chat at the moment. That's why I'm struggling a bit. So, anywho, what's in the news? Not really a huge amount. Regards to Lottie, says James Petts. Thank you so much. Lottie is such a wonderful, wonderful cat. Warbler Production says, just ordered my purple badge, Zoe. Excellent, excellent. A bit late, I'm afraid, says Malco Blues.
So are we.
Yes.
Monday Clubber is never late, Total Wagons. Nor are they early. They fly precisely when they're in home.
Thanks, Gandalf. Hey, I'll move that down there. It's getting a bit warm in here, and they're not talking about the slight cremation. I think.
Right. Yes. Ben Tullett has pointed out that there was some big news. Hornby sold Scale Extra.
Yes, we were going to mention that. So. Hornby.
I wondered who'd mention that first.
Hornby sold Scale Electrics for, I think it's about 20 million.
If I'd known it was for sale, I still couldn't have afforded it.
Yes, exactly. Now, the thing about this is, a lot of people go, well, why do they want to do that? Well, I suspect the fact that reorganising your finances and the fact that you've got quite a bit of a bank loan would bring into perspective all of that. Thank you so much, Ravenheart Modelling. Very kindly donated £5 for a fire extinguisher for when Jen thinks too hard and sets Weir Yard alight.
Perfect. Comment of the session. Pin it at once.
Thank you so much. Also, of course, the big news, big news, Oxford Rail's announcement. I correctly guessed nothing. Absolutely nothing correctly.
That
and
Caledonian
they really,
pug
good. The Caledonian pug is an inspired choice. Now
the big boy version.
We've had the Smoky Joe nonsense from Hall. Can I just say that the Smoky Joe, the Cali Pug, has been a stalwart of many a collection since I was quite young. It's done a lot of good service. It's been the cheap and a cheerful locomotive that got a lot of people into the hobby as children, and I think it's done a great job in that respect. Even comparatively recently, you can get models on that chassis for under 20 quid. I don't think you paid much, and that's on the same chassis as that. No. But it's had its time, and Oxford Rail have stepped up with the Cali Pug, and I'm really excited to be able to talk to Gwion about that tonight. But wait, there's more. Also, the Aberdare class, I think it's the 2600 class, a really interesting mogul locomotive from the GWR, never been done before, only just scraped into BR ownership. So I think that there were maybe 3 of them would have got patched BR livery, although they were all withdrawn by, I think, the end of 1948. We've also got an announcement of the Great Eastern Railway cattle wagons and another run of the Great Eastern Railway ventilated vans. So there's an awful lot to choose from. We've also had some colour pictures of I think they're pre-production samples, but we will clarify with Gwion when we bring him on in just a couple of minutes. The Totem A's, and actually these look really quite good, and particularly the GWR Maroon. It's sort of like an iron oxidey colour. They're also doing it in a number of unnumbered versions, so you can make up your own fleet should you so wish. There were actually only one of these in reality, and Mark Waitman asks, got to ask Gwion if they're doing an actual Smoky Joe. I think that might be treading on that very much is parking your model trains on somebody else's lawn.
Yeah. I happen to remember that you had a Smoky Joe from Hornby, and it's the particular weathering on yours was how we got back your collection when it was robbed from those burglars.
Yeah. So John R99 says, I wonder if the pug was originally started under Hornby, but Oxford got it as part of the divorce settlement. I honestly don't know, and I think that would be a commercial secret that, what?
I thought of the divorce settlement. I'm leaving and I'm taking the pugs.
Yeah, I'm taking the pugs. I don't think he would tell us even if they had, but I suspect that, it's been a little while, it's been a couple of years, so I suspect that this project was started after they Oxford Rail bought itself out from under the Hornby mantle. Claude Hamilton says the loco known as Smoky Joe is being... Yeah, but it's not going to have Smoky Joe on the thing. What RG Models 86 says there's an Oxford website exclusive Smoky Joe, I believe, but not show. Well, we will ask about that. So, anywho, I'm going to ask the Cupboard Monkey to see if we can...
Are you not going to share the headphones? Just turn one round.
That's
that
fine.
Craig can hear it.
I can just listen in. This is a high tech.
Honestly,
I found Monday Club badges. I couldn't find the
we were looking. We're actually looking for the splitter. I can feel them trying to ping off my head.
Just wear them. It's fine. Don't worry.
So, if you want to call up Gwion, and we will see if we can get him up and on. It's been frantic, as you can imagine. What do you?
Yeah, the other thing that's
the Checker taxi cab.
The taxi cab from Live and Let Die in Scale Electric has arrived.
Excellent, brilliant. So, are we actually getting? We are online. So why is this going?
Because it's Facebook and it sucks butts.
Yeah. Right. So we're just right. Hello. Oh, it's redial. I think it's just it's. There we go. So the magic sound of us calling in.
The magic of Operator Vision.
So I'll have to remind these other two in the room that even though you can't hear Gwion, then we can hear you. Right. So Gwion, are you there, Gwion?
Yes. Give me one moment. You can hear me?
I can hear you, yes. We're just waiting for your camera to come up.
Let me just do the tweak there. Oh, come on.
You got technical... I don't know whether you were watching at the start. We had a technical issue. The magic smoke escaped from something, but we don't know what it was, and it was quite alarming because it sort of came out from the scenery.
Gwion doesn't want to be on screen. I can use that screen for the pictures.
If don't worry about being on screen.
It should work in a second.
Yeah, no worries.
There we go. Now I figured out.
Oh, there we are.
That was a big
extreme closer.
Well,
so there you are. You are
it's doing a weird thing there.
So
give me a second. Then.
You're very zoomed in.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
We can see what he had for breakfast.
You what?
Oh, now he's going sideways.
Tweak.
No.
You're now in the magic of sideways, O Vision. So anyway, just whilst Gwion is setting up his camera, so if those of you who don't know, Gwion is one of the I think you're the lead designer at Oxford Rail, I believe. Am I right in thinking that?
Yeah. Sorry, one sec.
So
why is this?
We've managed to
Give me 1 second.
We've managed to make you upright.
As soon as I fixed it, you fixed it, I fixed it.
Yeah.
That's the face of a
This
business
is-
man, is that?
This is the cupboard monkey trying to be far too helpful, and being as far from helpful as it's possible to be.
You love it.
So anyway, look, Gwion, it's great to have you on. Hope you are well, and thank you so much for coming on. I'm expecting it's probably been an incredibly busy week or so, having done those announcements last week. And really, some quite. So I think from looking from the outside in, I always like to have a guess at what various manufacturers are going to announce, and I successfully guessed nothing whatsoever. But nonetheless, actually, very inspired choice. The Caledonian Pug. It's something that I think everybody's familiar with. This model, from obviously the Hornby model, goes back to, I think it's early 1980s in their what is now their railroad range, but it's never been offered in a high fidelity version until now. When you were looking at doing this, was there a feeling that, like, do we, don't we, this, are Hornby going to think perhaps this is like their model, or was that something that you thought, actually, no, this is long overdue to be done, let's just do it? How did the process come about to pick that model?
To pick that model, right? So, okay, yeah. So, I think I'm going to jump to the Aberdare for a second. So, obviously, I championed the Aberdare, being a South Wales loco. I really liked it. It was a gap in the market. I'd always fancied getting hold of one of the white metal kits and building it up.
Yeah, and it's quite a distinctive locomotive as well. If you're going if you're going to pick one with its outside frames and its mogul wheel arrangement, it stands out from the crowd. It's definitely something that you couldn't mistake for anything else.
Yeah, so I saw that as like, oh, this is gonna be the big one, and I even say in the video that this is the big one, and annoyingly, the Caledonian Pug kind of stole its thunder.
How could you not see it doing that?
So the Caledonian Pug wasn't actually my suggestion. It was one of our advisors that came to that suggestion, and because we were looking at the Aberdare. It's a big project, far more complicated than any project that Oxford has done for a steam locomotive up until now. So we wanted something a bit small, a bit more manageable. And the Caledonian Pug was the choice there, and it has got I've got a bit of soft spot for it. One of my first train sets was, I think it's the County Rambler, I think it was called. It had a pug that was very much like this one here, in the Highland livery, and it came with 3 red four-wheel coaches, those ghastly four-wheel coaches that we know all too well. And yeah, I had that. I think I was about 3 years old at the time. It was a Christmas present. Yeah. And I drove the snot out of it. Unfortunately, I still have it. It's just in probably 1,000 pieces at this point.
I mean, I must admit, as a child, mine was Desmond, which was like it was like a maroon pseudo private owner version of it. And I think a lot of people from my age down would have memories of that locomotive. It's been something that's been a part of the hobby for so long that actually I think nostalgia is a very, very powerful thing. So I think that's definitely going to drive sales. But the Aberdare, actually, I've got a question on the Aberdare. And this is from Ben Davis, who asks, can you ask Oxford Rail, what does BR patched GWR black mean? And how is that actually going to look?
Okay, so there's obviously, when you're researching a project, you want to try and get as many materials as possible. And for me, one of the points of contention with the Aberdare was this lack of evidence for British Rail. We knew that one of them had been condemned in 1949, but we didn't know what state it would have been at that point. So, because if you look at it, you think about it, yes, it had already been the nationalisation had already happened at this point, and it'd been around for a year or so. But all these locomotives, are you going to spend your time repainting them, putting the early crest or even British Railway on the tender? That is a large undertaking. It's cost, and it takes time as well. You've got to consider how many locomotives British Rail was gaining, getting from all of these companies amalgamated. So I would think that many locos out there wouldn't have received them, especially if they thought that they were on their way out, which I think they probably were. So the GWR patched livery was kind of an educated guess, I guess, of what we think that it would look like, because it would have been one of a few things. It would have either been just painted black, and we have actually since seen some evidence. Someone has found some evidence of one of them post nationalisation, and it is just black on the tender, no emblem, nothing. But we also know that sometimes they would just paint over the original branding. So I guess an example of that would be the Tidfield Thunderbolt.
I was going to say, actually, yeah, because that locomotive was withdrawn without actually getting BR livery, and they just literally paint a patch over the G and the W, which I'm guessing is that roughly the kind of look you're going to try and go for.
Yeah. So you've got, and I'm still 100% sure how we're going to tackle it, but the options would be that we print GWR on the side of the tender first, and then we put patches on top, similar patching to what you saw with the Southern Railway banana vans, the kind of rough patch, and then the paint on top of it. But this time you'd have this, because there's a bit of thickness to paint that you put in the printing process, you would see this silhouette of
like a ghost outline against the light.
Yeah, so that's probably what we're going to go for with this. I think it's interesting. It's not out of the realms of possibility, and it'll give people the opportunity to do other things with it. They're going to weather them. I mean, at that point they would have been absolutely stinking. You're not going to have them in pristine condition at all. So it's going to look pristine. Obviously, when we make these models, it's quite difficult to weather, even though we've done a pretty good crack at the pilchards, which have been received exceptionally well for the weathering that was done on those. To do weathered on a locomotive, I think, is probably a step too far, and I think people would just prefer, generally speaking, a clean version that they can then go and get professionally weathered by someone else, or do it themselves. I'm sure Craig is getting ready to get his paints to do some weathering.
I'm sure Craig will be doing some weathering for a few people on the Aberdares. A quick question that's come in. I'll just see if I can find it again, from Jeffrey Smith. Just asking, is there any chance that Oxford Rail can release spare motors for the Oxford Dean goods? I don't know whether that's whether spare parts is something that you have a lot of.
Yeah, okay. I think it's a good opportunity to talk about spares for Oxford, I think, because historically, spares, I guess Oxford hasn't had the best reputation for being able to serve spare parts. And that there was that period between Scott leaving during COVID and me joining in mid to late 23, that they really just didn't have the staff to support. And that was in part because they weren't sure about the future of rail. They didn't want to hire someone only to then have to let them go because Hornby decided to can Oxford Rail as a brand. Obviously that hasn't come to fruition, and we have Oxford Rail as a brand. So yes, in terms of spares, we started with the J26. We have done a lot more work to to be able to provide spares. In part, you are able to buy motors compatible with the J26 and the J27 from our website, And we do offer other spares when you come, get in touch with customer services. We've had to do, the odd crank pin screw someone's lost one or something like that.
So presumably,
to be fair, go on.
So presumably the best thing for people, if there's a particular spare that they want, is to actually just get in touch, and you may well actually have it available, even if there's no specific listing for it.
Yes. That being said, the question on the Dean goods and the N7, because they share the same motor. Actually, they share the same motor as the J26 and the J27. The difference being the flywheel is slightly different, and therefore not compatible. You couldn't take the motor from one and put it in the other. But we are planning to do a small production batch of spare motors for the Dean goods and the N7. That we'll be able to then supply people to be able to fix those models if their motors have gone. They're getting on a bit now. Sometimes these motors wear out. Sometimes there are faulty motors. So being able to support that, and we still have stock of Dean goods that they may have faults, and we want to make sure that we can do warranty repairs for those if anything happens. So we do need that supply, and we'll do that. I think I want to also add a little note then to the Adams radial, because that's been a little bit of a problem child for Oxford. I mean, it's a very old model at this point. It's over 10. I think it was 2015 it came out, so it's 10 years old now. And the quality of the motor that was used for that model is pretty subpar, especially when you compare it to the industry standard today. We are investigating solutions to provide people with some means of fixing their models that may have burnt out and have issues, or upgrade existing ones just to have a better performing model. But we're still waiting on that. We've been talking to the factories, trying to figure out a nice source of new motors, or if we can even modify what we currently have to improve on that. So I'm quite focused on allowing people to be able to maintain what they have, because you're buying a model. It's a lot of money to buy a model, and the last thing you want is it to break, and then you either have to build something from scratch, or just end up putting it in a siding, never to be used again, because the parts aren't available. It's going to be hard as well to be able to supply parts for every single thing. I get requests for certain parts that we just can't supply, but we are trying our best going forward to be able to provide spares and provide longer term warranty. We offer a 3-year warranty from the release of a product now. So there's 3 years of support minimum for any product that you buy. So the Aberdare and the Caledonian Pug will have 3 years from launch of support. So any issues there, you're going to be fine. We're going to make sure that you are covered for it.
And so are we going to see these models in the shop within 2026, or is there a longer delivery period on these? Have you got a rough estimate on delivery for them yet?
To be honest, and maybe I talk out of my inexperience in this industry, it's quite hard. It's always a bit about how long is a piece of string, but we are pushing to get them, get these projects moved on as quickly as possible. The last thing you want is to announce a product and then, 6 years later it comes out. I might not be talking about the crane here, but I am talking about the crane.
I mean,
obviously, the crane's had its issues.
I thought that was part of a victim of it got wrapped up in the buyout or the sale to Hornby, plus Scott left. So there were a number of projects that...
I'm not going to say, there's no disrespect to Scott or Tim, my predecessors at Oxford. They've done a fantastic job with what they did up until they left. It is just unfortunate the state of Oxford Rail as a brand over that period. We had COVID, we had the full purchase of Oxford, then we have the buyback. So and I'm having to come in and pick up a project and have to learn about everything about it and build it all up from scratch. So there is a lot involved to getting a project to market.
Yeah.
That being said, these two projects, I'm starting from the beginning, and that means that there's this continuity. When you have continuity, projects move a lot faster. And I learned a lot through the process of doing the totem. The totems are, very advanced at this point. We have the decorated samples, so you can see them quite soon this year, and that just, that's great. So yeah, I think these two locos, we're going to try our best to get them as soon as possible. 2026 might be a push, but you should see them in 2027, no problem at all.
A few people have asked in the comments about whether you've thought about doing the ad hoc tenders that ran with some of the Cali pugs. I don't know whether this is something that's come across your desk, or whether you thought maybe that's something to offer in the future or not.
Sure, yeah. I think it's been kind of looking at the response, I guess, from the customer base, and how the community has responded to it does suggest that there is some demand for the tender. Whether or not Oxford picks that up, I'm not sure. I think there's a lot of cottage industry people out there who have a great opportunity here to produce them, because not every coal tender that was made for these was the same. It's not a standard diagram item. It isn't. It was a coal wagon that a yard would have chopped up and rebuilt into a makeshift tender for the Caledonian pug. So your chance of finding 4 or 5 similar ones is, they may be similar, but they're going to be vastly different. And I have seen evidence of very vastly different ones. So if you are going to produce one, you've got to, I guess, pick the one that's going to be the best fit for all cases. Similar to how we've done it with the match truck for the crane. We kind of had to do a one size fits all.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say no, we're not going to do it, but I wouldn't say, oh, we definitely are going to do it. I think there are other priorities that we'd want to do for the Caledonian pug, and where we go with that beyond the tender. But it definitely is an interesting thing. I'd probably scratch build one myself when I come to owning the model finally. I think it's a great little thing to scratch build. Actually,
that's almost like that.
It is so rough.
That's part of the fun of railway modelling. You provide the highly detailed locomotive, and then anybody who wants a tender, there's an opportunity to do it bespoke to a photograph for that particular one.
Yeah.
To stay with the Cali pug, I know I asked you in messages beforehand over the weekend about whether you'd considered the Y9 or the industrial versions, as the Nielsen 040 tank was actually a sort of an off-the-peg design. I know with the J26 and the J27, the tooling suite were designed together. Is this again part of the thought process of expanding the range, or is this something you're going to say like?
Spoilers.
Yes, yes.
I there's a lot to consider with it all. Yes, they're very similar locomotives. A batch of the original the 264s were built by the same builders as some of these locomotives, which is why they look identical in some aspects. There are a few railway companies, not just the North British as well, that we can expand on with this tooling. So I definitely would say watch the space, but for now the focus is on the Caledonian with this.
Absolutely. And they were very long-lived as well. So you've got from Caledonian Railway Living, and I've seen, not necessarily in the comments here, but I've seen people talking online about the Caledonian Railway Blue version. Now, I know that there was the Yieldy Hornby one was produced in so many different liveries.
Yes.
But is there any evidence that they ran in, any of them ran in a Caledonian Blue, or is that pure fiction?
That is, as far as I understand, pure fiction.
Right.
So the blue was more of a kind of a passenger or kind of a more mainline item. So the Killing Pug which is the Caledonian Pug's big brother, that is a small passenger tank, and it was in the Caledonian Blue. And I mean, that's not to say we wouldn't do it.
So there could be a temptation, if there's demand, to actually kind of produce liveries that wouldn't necessarily be entirely accurate.
Yeah, I think so, because again, it taps back to that nostalgia with Hornby and how they, their philosophy with this locomotive, of it just wearing so many liveries.
Yeah.
I mean, mine, for example, as I said, was a Highland Railway livery. It's completely fictitious.
Yeah, I mean, mine was Desmond in like a maroon colour.
Mm-hmm. And there are all sorts of interesting things, and I think it does help when you do explore things like that, especially with a locomotive like the Caledonian Pug, because the Caledonian itself, that pug only ever wore black liveries.
Yeah.
And to be honest, to be quite frank, only black liveries is kind of boring. We do have we're fortunate that there were examples that went into privatization. Very, very rare it was. There's only two that I found on record that went into privatization, and one of them is the Stuart and Lloyd's steel mill.
Right.
And that will be in a more interesting yellow livery with the S&L branding on the side of it, possibly wasp stripes, depending on how much more we can dig out on the research.
That could be quite an interesting livery option.
Mm-hmm. I think that it would make for definitely more interesting. A more interesting variation of it, as especially in a sea of black liveries.
I can see that.
That was keen for that.
Would we get the Smoky Joe? I think a few people have asked about that.
Is this the graffiti?
The
yes.
graffiti, or is that possibly a little bit planting your toy trains on somebody else's lawn?
No. So I did investigate, because I think there's this idea, and it comes back to a little background on me. I also dip my toe in the world of Train Simulator, and I do a lot of work. My business there, SimNation, it ties in with an American business called Caledonia Works, and they produce a whole host of steam locomotives for Train Simulator Classic. And I'm losing my thread here.
Smoky Joe.
Yes, so Smoky Joe, yeah. So my friend Chris, who runs Caledonia Works, actually reached out to Hornby about it, because he thought it was potentially a kind of a trademark or a licensing thing, but found out it actually wasn't. It's this idea of just slapping the Smoky Joe graffiti on the side. I since found out was based off a suggestion that Simon got at a show, and I hope he doesn't mind me mentioning this, where he was told, because the idea of the graffiti Smoky Joe being on a locomotive is not unique, is not fictitious. That happened. It's just it may have not actually happened on a Caledonian Pug. It happened on a Pug, but not a Caledonian Pug.
I mean, I've heard of all sorts of things getting graffitied in chalk on locomotives. I mean, one of the ones I remember seeing a picture of was a name on the splasher of a locomotive. It was just Lord Elpus.
Okay, yeah.
And things like that. So quite a possibility. There's a few people asking for TT versions. Is TT something that Oxford Rail has looked at, dismissed, or open to the idea of in the future?
So, obviously, when Hornby did their TT 120, Oxford was still owned by Hornby, and they kind of got pulled in to the TT concept with their diecast. They did a range of products, and as you may have seen recently, last week with the announcements we did in the diecast range, we have done even more TT 120. We've done more this time focusing on cars, private cars, because there was a lot of taxis, buses, and things like that before. So we wanted to, move into something that people could use a bit more, of in their layout. And there wasn't any vehicles, personal vehicles there. So getting some cars in there was a must. So to me, I like TT120. I have a fair bit of TT120 myself. I won't lie, I do a little bit of every single scale from T gauge to O gauge. There's not a scale I seem to not have at this point. But TT is quite an interesting concept. I like the size. I like N gauge, don't get me wrong, but I like TT120 and I like 00. And this idea that it's a true scale, it's just a little bit bigger than TT, which makes it just a tad more acceptable for DCC fitting and even sound fitting in a lot of cases, does intrigue me. And I wouldn't say it's, there is no plans currently to do TT. For rail, I don't think. We need to focus on growing the rail brand, and diversifying right now may not be the wisest thing.
And I think perhaps a lot of people don't quite realise that the Oxford Rail team, it's quite a small, close-knit team of people. It's not a vast business like, people perhaps who've been to Hornby will see how many people work there, or Bachman as well. But actually, Oxford Rail is a small family-owned business. There's, not a huge number of people to be able to take on a huge number of projects.
Absolutely. In terms of, the diecast has a few people behind it. In rail, it's less. I'm not, so I'm not exactly an employee of Oxford. I am a contractor. So my business model tech supports, and we've been helping Oxford rebuild this rail brand using my experience in the industry, as well as what started off actually just helping them repair a lot of their broken locos that they had. In the time that Scott had left, they needed that support, and that developed them into rebuilding the rail brand. Beyond myself, it'd be myself and Eloise who do most of the day-to-day running. Talking about the communications with factories, communications with third parties who are doing artwork for us. I've gone through a lot of it now, and I've tried to develop a bit of a full stack understanding the full stack of development to production. So what I mean by that is that normally in a team you'd have someone who does just artwork, just the design cells, and then someone else will do some CAD work. Someone else does marketing, someone does social media. I do a little bit of everything. And that lets me then understand better the capabilities and the skills that are required for each segment, as well as be able to just kind of jump in and do small little jobs where necessary. But we do have, it's not just me and Eloise. There are other people involved. We have our advisors, we have our third-party developers and contractors that help us just top off the bits we want. I would love to see Oxford in the future grow. I would like to get a bigger team involved, but we're in this buyback period. There's a lot of cost involved in paying back the what we owe to Hornby for it. But hopefully, in time, we'll see us grow. Rail will never be this huge thing from Oxford. It's going. Diecast is the primary subject matter for Oxford Diecast. Rail is what many would consider a bit of a side quest, but we want to be part of it. We want to take part in it. We want to develop some products. I don't think you'll ever see us be huge and have massive teams and producing umpteen products a year. We're just going to be there. We're going to support the industry. We're going to make some bits here and there.
But actually, you've punched above your weight in terms of the models that you have released, and it's kind of got the all of the holy trinity of high detail, great value at the price point, and a good range that actually caters for areas which haven't been done before. I mean, things like the J26, the J27, the Aberdare class. Dean Goods. A lot of these are things which you seem to have a knack of picking things where people go, I love it. You know, it's quirky and it's different. You know, the Aberdare with those outside frames looks so different from anything else. And there's often this pitfall where different companies are bringing out different logos that all look, to the untrained eye, they all look fairly similar. But you've picked things which really stand out. And I think the Cali Pug is definitely something that, you know, a lot of people have a lot of nostalgia for, harking back all the way to the early 80s. I think that tooling with Hornby originally appeared. And nostalgia is a powerful thing. You know, and going back to some of your really early models, like the Bosch Buster, again, nobody in a million years would have thought, like, oh yeah, let's make a railgun. But actually, it sold incredibly well because people went, that's different. I like that. I'm going to have one of those. And is that often a consideration when you're trying to decide what models you want to do in the range? Is there an element of quirky and different actually sells, regardless of whether it had limited geographical range or use?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, obviously, there will be some separation between each generation of Oxford Rail because you had Tim's generation, and then Scott came in when Tim and Lyndon moved on to Hornby. So you have Scott's generation, and now you're going to have my generation, and each of us are going to have our own thing to bring to the table. Yeah. I think that you're absolutely right. The Bosch Buster was completely left field. It is such a fantastic model to see. Because it is just bonkers. It is bonkers. You can't really run it on any layout practically. No. So many people bought it. They wanted it in their collection. Our club has this wonderful test track, and I do often see people bringing in a Bosch Buster now and again. It does make an appearance. Yeah. And sometimes they'll build up a rake. They have like a pair of them, and they'll have a wagon full of munitions. And it's such a bonkers thing to see. And I guess
our internet connection likes to drop out. So if anybody's worried, go, circling beach ball of death. That's Virgin Media for you. Sometimes we get away with it, sometimes we don't. But I'm mindful, actually. I've monopolised your evening a little bit, but thank you so much for coming on. And it's been really great to talk to you a little bit about the kind of the thoughts that go on behind the scenes in coming up with the range. And of course, recently as well, you went with Eloise out to the factories in China. Just very quickly, how was that experience? Was it what you expected? And has there been anything that's fed back from that trip where you thought, actually, we could do this or we could do this in the model range as a result?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think first thing to say on it is, wow, it is such an experience, and I'm grateful to Eloise for bringing me along on that journey, because for me, I think it was very useful for both of us. I mean, Eloise had been, but it was more than 20 years ago, so for her it was an experience to go back in the capacity of actually understanding and learning a bit about the industry from that end. For me, it was like going to a parallel world. It's everything is similar but done differently. Everything's just different, but is familiar. It is very, very different over there. I mean, I've never left Europe before then, but I absolutely loved it. I had a couple of issues the first couple of days. Food didn't really work with me very well, but after the first few days, I got into it. I loved it. I'm actually planning to go back this month.
Business or just as a personal holiday?
No, this would be business. This would be for Model Tech, though, rather than Oxford. Although there may be a little bit of Oxford. Depends. I might go back to visit one or two of the factories just to talk over a couple of the projects. But for the most part, it'll be for Model Tech. I spent a lot of time the last couple of years helping Oxford Rail build up their business. I need to put a little bit of time now into Model Tech and growing that.
Absolutely, I guess a lot of people know your Model Tech brand from the Pro track alignment tools that you sell for really making it quite easy to get your tracks across the baseboards, not just in 00, but you cater for pretty much every scale and gauge you can think of.
Pretty much every scale, yeah.
And
Absolutely.
And is that range going to grow in terms of other products in the Model Tech range?
Yeah. So one of the purposes going out again is to try and explore into new areas of products for Oxford. For Model Tech, I'm just there. We want to. I want to expand that. We've just transitioned because I was a sole trader up until now. Just transitioned into a limited company that was set up last month. So we are. It's growing. There's a lot going on in behind the scenes. The volume of the products that are going through is substantial and it's stable. So really, I need to take some time now and build on that and allow it to grow, because you can't just sit on the one range of products that you currently have forever. There's got to be new things. People are going to want new stuff.
Absolutely.
So, absolutely. And part of that, learning from Oxford Rail has helped, obviously. So again, I'm quite grateful for the opportunity I've had with Oxford Rail, thanks to Eloise and her father, Lyndon, who I give my best to. Obviously, he's not as fit as he used to be, but he's definitely got his wit and his humour.
So what's the next show that people can find the Oxford Rail, Oxford Diecast stand at to be able to look at samples of forthcoming models?
Absolutely, we will be at Ali Pally this month, and we will be at Model Rail Scotland this month. I will not be there, but the others will be there, and there will be samples. We are talking over trying to work out exactly how that's going to work, but because normally I'd bring the dioramas and everything. So they've kind of got to do it themselves, and the crane sample is very precious to me, so I've got to make sure. I will leave you with something though, which is we were hoping to have this for the announcement, but we were a little bit late on it, and it is our 3D printed sample of the Caledonian Pug.
Oh wow! That in itself looks wonderful.
I love one.
There's a lot to do with it still, but it gives us a good idea of where we're going with it. What needs to change, what needs to improve. But it's really good to see that tangible piece, and because there were a couple of fixes that needed to be made. Especially because we want to do some things in the future with it that we had to do that. So it was a shame we didn't get it in time, but we have it now, and you'll be able to see it at Ali Pally and Model Rail Scotland. We'll also be at Model World Live. We're actually sponsoring them this year, so that's another great opportunity.
Excellent. Well, we'll definitely be at Key Model World Live, so really looking forward to seeing some of those samples there. And just one quick question. Mike at Putnam Junction has been asking in the chat, now that Oxford is no longer under Hornby, will they consider finishing the airport vehicles collection in N-Gauge?
Unfortunately, I am not the person to ask that question.
I know.
As I say, I do the rail. I don't get involved with the diecast. I got involved with one or two diecast projects so far as a sideline, and most of them had some form of rail relation to it.
That's absolutely fine.
I don't have the answer, unfortunately.
Mike,
no, that's fine.
I did ask Mike, fine. But no worries. Well, look, we'd love to send you one of our exclusive Caledonian Blue Monday Club badges. They're only available to guests on the channel. We're also going to package in with that. I feel like I'm at the end of Bullseye. It's like, you're going to gamble for the star prize. But we're going to send one for Eloise as well, because she's been an amazing supporter of the channel. She's always been there for us. And we're going to send a third one as well for Lyndon, because he's been such an important part of the hobby. I think it's only right that we also send Lyndon a badge as well. So we're going to pop in the post 3 of the exclusive Cali Blue Monday Club badges for you, Eloise and Lyndon. And thank you so much for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure talking with you and finding out a little bit more about the projects that you announced last week. So thank you so much, and you have yourself a great weekend, and hopefully we'll talk to you at Key Model World Live, or at least
Absolutely.
are you? Did you say you were at Key Model World Live, or because you said you were?
I'll be at Key Model World Live, but the others in the team will be at Model Rail Scotland and Ali Pally. So if you want to go, absolutely. Especially the question on the diecast there. Go and see Eloise.
That's one to
all the
ask
answers you need
Eloise.
on that.
Absolutely. Well, look.
Otherwise, customer service email. We're there.
Brilliant. Well, look, thank you so much. You have a great rest of your evening. And thank you so much for coming on. So, everybody, that was Gwion from talking on behalf of Oxford Rail, talking about the new announcements. And really, really interesting there to get a little bit of insights on the range. And really, really great to hear. It's always a pleasure talking to Gwion. Do please hit that like button and consider sharing this stream as well. And if you haven't already done so, then do please subscribe to the channel. So, anywho, I feel like I've left you out a little bit there. I'm going to turn this round because people were saying, like, what's up with that bloke?
Well, it was like, for me, I could only hear you, so it was like being sat in the room with somebody on the phone to their nan.
Welcome to my world every week.
All I could hear was, You know what? When someone's on phone to someone that don't want to be on the phone to, and I'm not saying that's the case, but it was like
I was letting him talk,
and they're going, "Well, it's unusual for you," and it's like,
Hey, what?
yeah.
Can I just say, for all those that's okay. For all those people, I'm going to do that very carefully this week. For all those people who thought that they snuck in, Gandalf, we've got latecomers.
You broke your
Monday Clubber is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when you need to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
Big boy 401.
Mark Wilson's. I couldn't. I like
French fancies.
French fancies. Ooh la la.
Which DCC system is at the heart of Weir Yard?
It's actually a DCC Concepts Aegis. And no, it has its quirks, but no, it's a DCC Concepts Aegis as the base station, but then I use the power of NCE PowerCab as the main controller. So that's what I use.
I'm a cabber as well. Good system.
Yeah, I like it. And it's natively supported by the DCC, or should we say now layout concepts.
Yes,
and that brings us neatly on to our other guest, Iron Horse Railways.
I've been sat here patiently waiting.
He has been waiting his turn.
Stewing.
He has not been patient.
No, he hasn't.
Waiting.
He's been. I don't think I didn't see you holding the little toy soldiers.
Yes, I will, Peter. But we saw him all the way at Preston, mate.
Yeah, I may have painted a small troublemaker, shall we say?
A troublemaker. Yeah. But anywho,
he is in a.
What do you have to say for yourself?
He's in the army of the runners-up.
Well, it was a shock.
Yeah.
When we got the news that the DCC Concepts will be closing, because I really did love the job and
it
working
didn't
with the people.
Actually close, but
No, but it was still the ending of a chapter, and it was changing. And then there was a brief period where we didn't know what was going on, and then we found out that the guys that own TMC were stepping in to help.
Yeah,
and that was great news for the company and the products and things. But I thought I was going to be a part of that, and when I first heard about it, I was really upset, and I got really, really upset. And sort of went within myself and put the barriers up and everything else. But I do fully understand that it was a difficult decision to make for the guys at TMC.
Yeah.
For Alex and all the guys. It would not have been because it was important for the model railway hobby as a whole.
Yes.
Which is what I, as a modeler, care about the most.
Yeah,
we need to have the hobby survive, and we need to have those products because the point motors, for one thing, are fantastic.
IP digital, IP analog, they are the best on the market, and there's nothing that comes close.
100%. So in a way, yes, of course, I'm sad that I don't get to be part of that new chapter, but I fully understand. And and I would also encourage people out there that have been a little bit perhaps militant towards the guys at TMC. Please don't.
Yeah, if they hadn't stepped in, then there was a chance that actually, there wouldn't be these great products that a lot of modelers
they would have completely gone. And the guys at TMC have been as fair with me as can be reasonably expected, and so I, of course, will be as fair with them. So please, if you're out there and you're harbouring a ill will or whatever, please don't. Let's just crack on, okay? Because then we can all still enjoy having IP digital polymorphs.
Yeah.
And everything else, which is good. So,
yeah.
In all, TLDR. Sad that I'm not going to be part of it. Happy that it's continuing. So there we are.
So Ray Central, the deal with TMC, what's happened is, unfortunately, DCC Concepts fell on troubled times, and TMC are handling the distribution side of things, and a new company called Layout Concepts is now what was called DCC Concepts. And if you're wondering about the name change, in part this is, even when I worked at DCC Concepts, you'd always have people go, "Oh, I don't do DCC."
I think the new name is probably the best thing they could have done.
Exactly, yeah. I think one of the big millstones for DCC Concepts was that constant need to have to explain to people not all of our products are for DCC.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I think the opportunity's been taken to break from that and say, actually, there's a lot of products, like the wire, things like the analog point motors, IP analog, the solenoids, things like that, aren't the ballast as well. That anybody can use them, and even things like ADS, you can trigger them from an external switch. You don't have to be doing DCC to have the benefits of using these modules. There's
exactly, and things continue. I mean, Anthony asks, does that mean there won't be a set or so this year? I don't know, mate.
You'll have to ask
You'll have
Layout
to wait and
Concepts.
see, or ask Layout Concepts or whatever.
And I think there'll be a period of consolidation as well, because obviously they've got to find their feet. And you've got to remember that they're effectively saving DCC Concepts and the products. So I think their firm focus at the moment is ensuring a continuity of supply, so that people can get the great range of things like the AE models, decoders, and stabilized, the IP digitals.
And those switches that you love.
Oh yeah, the
providing anyone else can get me.
S levers,
S levers.
S levers. Yeah, I love them. Absolutely love them.
Richard Gunther says, "I'm sure something else will top around the corner, Craig." Yeah, you're right. Things keep going. I mean, personally now, I am focusing on
OnlyFans
content. Yeah, OnlyFans content creation, not for OnlyFans. But I'm doing a lot more videos. There'll be a live stream on Wednesday evening. The live stream won't be a regular thing, but I didn't have one last Wednesday because Oxford Vale had their announcement, which is very good. So there will be one this Wednesday at around 7:30 p.m. As far as what I'm doing for work, now I'm still looking, but I'm sort of subsidising things with the weathering commissions, 3D printing stuff, and of course YouTube and content creation. So if you want anything weathering, message me.
So and what's the best way for people to get in touch with regards to commissioning weathering?
Either on email at ironhorserailways@gmail.com or through the Iron Horse Railways Facebook page on Instant Messenger. That's the best way.
So does this mean we're going to see more of you on YouTube?
Unfortunately, yes.
So are you tempted to do live streaming? Because
I just said I'm doing one on Wednesday. Are you not listening?
What did I? So you're doing the Wednesday?
I'm not going to repeat it.
Oh my God, Jen! It's your own show, and you're not watching it.
No. Oh, okay.
Honestly, we can't. Yeah, and Simon pitch up. So yeah, there's no mileage in holding a grudge, because ultimately the guys that work at TMC, the guys that work at Concepts, are all good guys.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have worked with them if they weren't.
And at the end of the day, they do this because as much as because they love the hobby. They're passionate about the hobby and the product.
100%.
Yeah. But no, your live stream. So you're doing a Wednesday live stream.
Yes.
Starting at what, 7:00?
7:30, and it's either going to be a combination of, we're going to have trained running. Last time I did one, there was a running session. We did.
Thank you so much, Posse RWS. Very kindly donated £5 on the super chat. It says, "Hi Jenny, Zoe, and Craig. Will you be going to the Preston and District Model Railway exhibition this weekend, 7th and 8th at Preston?"
I will be. I'll be there with soil models of Lee. I'll be mooching around.
Craig is definitely going to be there, and Richard Gruter says, "Can you unweather me?" Ooh.
What was I saying before that chat came?
I don't know, but Gandalf, Ray Central thinks he's snuck in unnoticed.
I can't remember. I'm sorry, I can't remember what I was saying before Jen started doing it.
Live stream.
No, before that. Oh yeah, that's right. Live stream. Yes.
Yeah,
sorry, Gandalf.
So you're going to be like all good live streams like the Monday Club.
Yeah,
you're going to have trains running.
Yeah. So when
we almost didn't have trains running tonight.
Shush.
When I did the test live stream last week, I was doing a shunting session with 3-link couplings, showing people it's not difficult.
Yeah.
We did a lot of wagon organising. It was really fun. So there might be something like that, or I might do a live weathering. It depends on how I feel on the day. I don't know yet, but I know there's nothing worse than tuning into a live stream and just seeing a face staring at the camera going, "Hello, my name's Timothy Wellbottom."
Hello, I know nothing about trains.
It's just a bit talking headish, and I think if people are going to tune in to watch your Model Railway live stream, funnly enough, you should have a Model Railway on there. John James C does it, Jen does it.
Wardle Road.
I
I think New Junction doesn't do a live
not live
stream.
streams, no.
But it's always there with a railway.
Yeah.
He's always got railways on there.
Oh wow! Thank you so much, Simon Snow 7771 sent 5 Jennifer E. Kirk Model Railway gift memberships. Thank you so much.
Is that the same Simon Snow that recently signed up to my Patreon? Because if so, thank you very, very much, mate. Appreciate
Absolutely.
I'd like to wade in on the idea of the painting and weathering live stream.
One moment. Gandalf, JL Railways has snuck in.
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they meet them.
Thanks, Gandalf. So we're going to give a blast to the new angle of the dangle. Yes, I know the camera's not as good as the other ones, but there you are. Different angle.
I'd like to weigh on the idea of a painting live stream. I see that a lot in wargaming, and you know what? It's incredibly laid back, casual and relaxing. And people also tend to get a little bit motivated to finish off that painting or weathering project that they're doing
shaming
as well.
people into it.
Partly, and partly a case of, I could be doing that and I still hang out in the chat. And so there's a bit of that. It's like a community going to your local club and having a hangout while you do something.
Michael NT220, Iron Horse, bit of swearing too. If it calls for it. You know,
it's the old Roger Melly, the man on the
there was a bit
on
of
the Iron
swearing
Horse
on the
YouTube
other live
channel.
stream because I couldn't find a thing which had just vanished. I couldn't find my own couple.
They do that, isn't it? And it's like
They wait until the opportune moment.
And then of course things started derailing.
Screwdrivers do that. It's like I have not moved. Where did my screwdriver, which was in my hand a moment ago, where did it go?
Pretty much.
JL Railways says, Jenny, it was Mum's birthday weekend just gone.
Ooh. Happy birthday to you, squash tomatoes and stew, bread and butter in the gutter. Happy birthday to you. There we are. So, there's a tribble by the track. Where? What? Who? A tribble? No, that's a tree, isn't it? Yeah, there's trees. They're trees. They're actually Primo Models trees. And Valley's 56XX says the more screwdrivers I buy, the more they hide. Don't they just?
Pretty much. Yeah.
They're probably in the same place as the odd socks and the drill chuck keys. Where do they go?
Somewhere.
Yeah. So what else have we got in the I've almost got enough space in my loft, says Ravenheart Modelling, for my own layout now. It's been taken over by Rum Runner Layout. Hashtag Rum Runner Layout, but I have my own space now. Wahahaha. Anthony says Craig's YouTube Model Railway Comedy Gold.
I'm glad someone thinks so.
Yeah. Well, no, that'd be good. So look out for that on Wednesdays from about 7 o'clock. Iron Horse Railways is going live, baby. Yeah, that's right.
Warden Thugger.
So, no, actually, I must admit, when I started doing live streams, God, it must be about 8-9 years.
Back in my day.
Back in my
Black
day.
and white.
There was barely 16:9. It used to be 4:3.
Oh.
So, actually, here's a question. Richard Swiderski says, Jenny, at the Keighley Model Railway Garden Centre exhibition, what stand did you buy your J94?
The Model Train Centre, not TMC, the Model Train Centre in Nelson.
Oh, that's the shop that's in Nelson.
That's the guy who bought it. Go see Les.
Right, because I wasn't 100% certain. I knew that they were a DCC Concept stockist because he had all the point motors and stuff on the board behind him. But yeah, to be honest, that was a stone cold bargain. Now, I filmed a video. It's not gone out yet, obviously, because you haven't seen it. But I've done a full hardwire DCC and stay alive fit to that model, showing just how good they can be. And we were actually checking it next to the DJ models one, which is, visually at least identical pretty much to the EFE rail one. And actually, doesn't that model kind of hold its own?
To be absolutely fair with you, I mean, there's nothing on the DJ models version that you couldn't add to the Hornby version with a little bit of very light. You okay there?
Yeah.
Oh, cluster migraine.
Yeah.
It's like somebody stabbing you behind your eye, and then it goes.
The horrible.
But yeah, they did have another. It may have sold. I'm not sure whether it would have sold. To be honest, it was priced to sell. But they had Harry, which was one of the Hunslet austerity versions, which I think was an NCB one, in a kind of reddy maroon colour, for £30. And yeah, even that, £30 is still a bargain for that. We're getting a lot of dad jokes in the chat.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
But let's have a look. It's all moving about really quick. Thank you so much, Simon Pitcher. Very, very kindly donated £9.99 on the super chat. Says, watching from the shed. Great show tonight. Thank you so much for your generosity. That is really, really, really generous of you. Stevie Film says, thankfully, Acura Scales boxes are like brick poo houses, and only one coupling had come off the 330. Actually, modern Loco boxes are really good.
Yeah.
We've come on a long way since all of that polystyrene,
snow blocks,
which actually didn't do a massive amount to protect the model.
But when you tried to get them all out, it gripped them enough that it destroyed the
it went, see that bit of detail? Thank you. I'm keeping hold of that. So actually, modern boxes, the Rapido ones, the Acura Scale ones, the Hornby ones, even the Bachmann ones, actually really, really good at protecting the models. Richard Swiderski says, cheers, Jenny and Craig. I will give them a ring in the morning. Just say it was the one that was visible in Craig's video when I was buying the other J95.
Oh, like they're gonna know.
I'm sure he will. He'll know what stock he has. He might unfortunately, he may say, sorry, it was priced so well, it's sold.
To be fair, there was other people looking at it, so...
I would do what I would do,
Yeah.
It's a steal at this rate. In fact, you know what? I'll keep it.
Yeah. Look at me, I'm running away with it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hi folks, I'm very late, says Griffey.
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto wagons. Nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they need to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Ravenheart's modelling says, I'd be a big YouTuber if I had some friends. Oh, no, don't talk like that.
No, the big YouTubers don't have friends.
No, we don't have friends. We just have people who go, I can't stand that Jenny Kirk.
You just called yourself a big YouTuber, don't you?
Well,
ego.
Yeah, look,
ego.
that Jenny Kirk, she's got a massive ego. She's just a shill for the... she gets all that free stuff.
Yeah, you work for Hornby, Bachmann, and everyone, don't you?
Yeah, that's it.
All at the same time?
Yeah, definitely. You'll get that if you get big. And people will start to hate
There's
you.
no if, it's when. Craig's got the talent, he's going to get that.
Railway Rob says, hi, it's my birthday tomorrow. Had a great spend up at Rails at the weekend. Happy birthday to you. Squash, tomatoes and stew. Bread and butter in the gutter. Happy birthday to you. So, the clowns are in. Do we have a tumble of clowns?
You get for wobbling.
The straggler. I think one of those clowns needs a lozenge. It sounds like they got a cough. DJ K666 says, I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm only 5'9".
Good.
Good. I'm just looking around. Everything's still doing its business. Yeah.
I've been watching over here, and the only smoke
no
that
more
I've
magic
seen is
smoke
in my brain.
Yeah. Where is Topsy, says Mark Wilson. Topsy's gone off to Breadbury to have his bread tray washed by his mum.
He's gone for a decrumbing.
And Gronksy has gone to Toaster because he needed to pack for his trip to Sandwich. Oh yeah, holiday on the south coast.
A rusty loaf.
No, he gets all sand in him, but he likes it. But yeah, no, when we have a guest, there's no room for the toaster.
If you get a toaster, an old toaster, and you rattle the lever, you can make it sound like a Sulzer engine.
I'll take your word for that.
You can, honestly. Get a toaster.
But we will try and remember to bring both Topsy and Gronksy to Key Model World Live, where you'll be able to find us at Sawyer Model Stand.
We have some news as well.
Do we?
Yes. You know that...
You're dribbling this out.
You know that event we're going to with our friend Owen?
Yes, at Worksworth, yes.
Yes.
So, is it confirmed news?
It's confirmed news.
Okay, tell the good people what the confirmed...
Ladies and gentlemen, Robinson Raceway will be bringing a Scale Extrix slot car layout to the event, and you'll be able to race.
Oh!
Are you bringing the Batmobile? You are bringing the Batmobile.
Of course I'm bringing the Batmobile.
Bringing the Batmobile.
And
I don't know if anyone will get a chance to race
That's
it
the
for me.
Batmobile.
And the DeLorean. So if you're very, very good, you can go back in time and win the race before it starts.
Yeah, but the DeLorean's too wide.
Can I just say as well, there's if you're wearing your Monday Club badge, you may be pleasantly surprised when you arrive at the event. So don't forget to wear your Monday Club badge. We also, for the benefit of the latecomers, we were looking for a headphone splitter, and we've got more maroon Monday Club badges. We're going to put
no headphone splitter. I still haven't
and
found
no
it.
headphone splitter. And we also found some green ones as well. So we're going to put them on the website. They will become available. Watch out for those listings going live. The only colour, actually, that we don't have any that we can sell is the dark blue.
Livestream Nick, yes.
Oh, I'll bring my Audi A4s to race around the Robinson.
Mate, it's not going to fit. It's a full-size family hatchback. It's
Is an A4? Is that's not a Quattro?
No,
is
that's not.
The Quattro.
The Quattro is a Quattro.
Just a
Going to come round your
front-wheel
house and stamp on all your toys.
thing.
Good
Just a
kids.
front-wheel drive saloon car.
Yeah, right, okay. Has Scale Electrics ever done the Ecto 1 from Ghostbusters?
I don't believe it has.
I think the license, it's got a very un-American sounding
I would
siren.
love it if it did. And I would love it if they did a sound version. Scale Extric's version of the DCC chip can do sound, but mostly it doesn't.
Griffey says, I have to say it, your stock taking must be blooming rubbish. Right, what this is we believe that what happened was, over a year ago, we were at Getz, and a number of retailers were selling the maroon badges. Now, we thought we'd sold out because they sold really, really well, but it appears that at the end of the show, when we were packing up, we got given back the unsold stock, and it's gone into a box with the wires for our streaming computer, which we've not really used for a while.
Because it's broken.
Yeah, and the green ones, they're actually, they were surplus stock sent by the factory, in that they made too many, and when we didn't say we've got any faulty ones, because there were no faulty ones, they've then just sent us as probably about, about 8 or 9 of them. So that's what those are. So, yeah, stock keeping is rubbish. Yeah, I can make excuses as long as I like, but actually, yeah.
I'm going to put my hands up and say, this one's not my fault.
It's not my fault, but...
It's not my fault.
Someone's fault.
But yeah, so maroon badges for everyone. We will put them on the website along with the last few green ones. So there you are. And what it does mean is that you can now buy every colour except for the special one and the original blue one. We haven't found any more of the dark blue ones. Those ones really
Those are
gone.
definitely gone. Mind you, we said that about them, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We did think that about the maroon ones. So there we are. Griffey says, "Stop with the spin." What do you think I am?
A politician?
Yeah, no. It was the.
This is a no politics zone.
It was the Spin Meister. Oh, was it?
Alistair Cameron. You should know. You're friends with him.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm friends with him on Facebook, and I'm thinking, Alistair Darling. No, it wasn't the man with the oddly coloured eyebrows. Right. Right. Yeah, stop keeping is rubbish. 2 maroon ones. They've got 2 maroon ones, says Mark Towers.
Wow.
Yeah, Mark Towers actually bought a couple from me over the weekend. So
Nice.
yeah. So got to go, guys. See you next week. Thank
Take
you,
care. Thanks
Harry.
for coming
It's been
along.
absolutely brilliant having you on. Now, are we going to be showing any videos tonight or
Yeah.
not? So we're going to start queuing up some videos to see.
Yes, we will. But I've got some questions.
Yeah,
And not all of them are about where babies come from.
so I just realised I haven't been changing the angle of the dangle
No,
for a
because
while.
you've been talking to people.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're busy.
Oh, actually, Peter Jackson, Cheadle Heath. I believe there is a Sky Electrics Blues Brother car with the roof horn. Yes, because it's a Dodge Monaco. Is the car.
Yeah.
So I suspect there's a Dodge Monaco in the range, or has been in the range, but there's also the Bluesmobile, which is based on a Dodge Monaco, but it does have the loudspeakers on the roof.
My first question is, why were these just sat around?
Right, these came from a company called PD Models. Now, that was Paul Tyre's company, and sadly, Paul Tyre passed away beginning of last year, and I've never had the heart to do anything with the models. They've been sat there, and I've been keeping them as a reminder of what an amazing, great person Paul Tyre was. Sadly, very, very aggressive illness, and he was sadly taken from us very, very quickly. But he did so much for the hobby. He worked with me on a number of different TV series, and these were some of the models: Aveling and Porter steamroller and a Fowler ploughing engine that he made. They're actually 3D printed. They were available through his business. And when you think they're a few years old now, they're still really quite sharp.
Yeah, very good.
I probably should paint them up actually and permanently put them on the layout as a lasting memory.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I think actually you're right. I should do that, but so I'll just show you the box there. So that's, I don't know whether you can read that. PD Models. That was
that
the.
we could make it bigger.
No. Oh, these are N gauge. These are actually N gauge.
Wow.
That won't work.
But no,
It will.
no.
It will. If I put this over this,
All I can see Jen's like pause.
so yeah. I
Oh,
could have made it bigger.
I'm sorry, is there some kind of dad joke thing going on that I don't know about?
Always.
Richard Gruter says, I just took my rocket salad out of the fridge, but it took off before I could eat it.
Yeah, good.
Mark Towers, yeah, they have done the Land Rover, Wallace and Gromit. They've done a Shaun the Sheep one as well.
They've definitely done the Shaun the Sheep one.
And Sarah Davis says, I'm not late, just late into the chat. Well, you know what happens. Like, Gandalf? Gandalf, leave that clown alone.
You didn't consent to that.
Yeah.
A Monday clubber is never late, Total Wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they be due.
Thanks, Gandalf.
That's not what a clown's front pocket is for.
Jeff Hines 6624 says, crossing my fingers and hoping my order arrives before my next exhibition, a full takeoff West Riding coaches. Yes, they have started arriving in the shops. These were part of the 2026 announcements from Hornby. And actually, I thought these were what should have come last year. You know, when the coronation coaches with the beaver tail did so well. I honestly thought they were going to do a follow-on run, but they didn't. They were selling out pretty much to pre-orders. So if you haven't already ordered these, you need to get your orders in now, because I think they're going to be equally as popular. DJK 666 says, apparently Finn Wolfhard said he wasn't allowed to touch the accelerator in the Afterlife film. Well, presumably a lot of the stuff shot on a green screen or with the car being towed with a camera rig.
The guy wasn't old enough to drive, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So,
If someone said to me, you're going to get to rally the Ecto 1 through a cornfield,
you're going to get to pretend to drive Ecto 1, but we won't let you actually touch the pedals.
yeah.
I'd have been like, watch me. The thing is, though, it's a Cadillac Meteor ambulance conversion, and
It's a hearse.
no, they're actually an ambulance, but they
Are they?
got used for hearses.
Yeah.
Is that because they were rubbish and slow? So what they
But
are,
they weigh about 2.5 tons, and even though they've got a Cadillac V8 engine that's something like 300 and something brake horsepower, they still drive like an utter slug.
Yeah, because it's an early American V8.
Yeah, and it's like, how can you have like that much displacement across 8 cylinders and still have sod all power?
Wasn't easy.
Yeah. Ravenheart Modeling says, you know what they say about me with big feet? That's why I dated a clown.
Men with big feet.
Oh, men with... it just says me.
Big socks.
So, going to the dog says he's in a hospital. He's been diagnosed with the peekaboo virus and he's being transferred to ICU.
Stop it with the dad jokes!
Thing is, I've got loads of them, but when I get put on the spot, I can't remember a single one of them.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Oh, dear. Right, enough with the dad jokes. Did you just...
No, it was this squeaking.
The chair squeaked.
It was the chair.
You
know
know,
if it was me because
it's not on a chair.
We didn't say it was his chair.
But yes, that is the joke about the Ecto one. It is a former hearse. However, I think technically the conversion was a Cadillac Meteor ambulance. Apparently there's a mouse behind Craig.
Not anymore, there isn't.
We've got a mouse in the house. Oh, dear.
The moose, loose about the hoose.
J. Paul Anderson says sluggish US engines due to emission standards. 50s designs had more horsepower, like the Chrysler 300. Simon Trains Model Railway. Look, I said less of the dad jokes.
No, more.
Less. Right.
More.
Anyway, are we going to be showing some of the videos? I know.
Only half past. Are we starting now?
Yeah, let's
Show
start now.
me your
Okay.
money.
Yeah, because I'm running out of things to say.
Okay, well,
No.
I have some questions.
Never.
It's not. If is it about where babies
No,
come from?
I have the finger now. Or what?
Oh, you have the power. I was going to
Finger
ask.
jewel.
I was going to ask Craig because you have your own range of 3D printed buildings and
Oh, you
kits and things now, don't you?
Ha!
That was
I
already
have the
like
high
that. That's
ground on
why
it,
you've
kid.
got the replacement.
Yeah, shush. You're not.
Stop it.
You're giving
No,
me.
you're going to twat me in the face with that, so they can bang and delete.
Oh.
Language.
And it's all fun and games until somebody loses an eye, and then it's fun and games without depth perception.
Okay.
Free Les Cliff.
So,
Thank you, Mark Wilson.
yes, free Les Cliff
You was
with
talking
every
about my 3D
purchase.
printing nonsense.
Yes, for your 3D printing. Have you considered branching out into other gauges like TT120?
Yes, but because I use filament for personal reasons, I don't have room or a safe place to put a resin printer and all the associated equipment that goes with it. I barely have enough room for a filament printer. So
Fair
I
enough.
can't get a resin printer, which means I can't do smaller scales in any meaningful sort of detail.
Mark Towers is asked. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Belmosen has very, very kindly donated $5 and said, "Did you hear about the butcher who sat on his carving knife? He got a little behind in his work."
Yes.
Thank you for the super chat, but less of the dad jokes.
Mark Towers asked.
Yeah, Mark Towers asked, "What are the two locos above my head?" Of course, people can sort of see what's going on up here.
We have. Hang on. We
There's
have.
Right, so they can see from here. So I've got. We move the finger.
No, you move yours.
Right, so I've got J15, and then we've got. I can't see what that is.
You can't remember. You can't remember.
We have a thing, and then we've got two DHP1 samples. J27. There's a gap. That one. I can't remember.
The
what
gap is not to scale, by the way. Just
from this angle, I can't actually see a lot
Why
of
don't you
it.
stand up then?
Okay. Right, then we've got so the one that's a 5200 class back here, 4F, standard class 4MT. We've got Fairburn tank, 4MT, 3MT. Oh, 4MT's got a wobbly buffer. I'm gonna have to fix that. Class 20, 4MT tank, 4MT tank, 3MT tank, 3MT tank, V3, 7200 class, I've got 2 Hunslet Bobos. I've got a 6100 class, A5, class 16, and an L1 tank locomotive.
Peter Jackson, yes, I can. Grab me at Preston, we'll have a chat.
Brilliant. So who started these awful jokes, says Richard Grutas? I wish I knew.
The dad of all dads.
Yeah, the chief dad.
Bill Cosby.
Oh! No.
You see,
Dad
dad jokes are passed down from father to son every generation.
Like chlamydia.
When a child is born, the father immediately gains dad powers.
Yes.
And along with dad powers comes dad jokes.
And then, of course, once they become a grandfather, they pass the baton on.
By pulling a finger.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, Valley's 5600 says, I like to look at my loco shells and recite all the names too. We'd be here all day if we went around all the other things. Because, like, up here and up here, there are quite a few locomotives. So there we
Are
are.
you showing off your trains?
Yeah, I'm showing off my train.
Are you pretending that you play with them?
Of course I play with them.
You don't.
Looking at them,
How many of them have got dust on?
all the A4s are more dust than locomotive at this point. Thank you very much, dear.
You only run Bronx. We all know this.
Yeah, Mark Towers, the Class 14s. I do have 2 Class 14s. I'm just looking up there, actually. I don't know where they are. I've got 2 Class 14s, but I can't see them.
I can.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh, I can
you go.
see one. I can see one of them, but I can't see the other. There is another one somewhere, so it'll be around. So right, what have we got coming up next?
Well, we've never actually used these.
Oh
did
yeah, we did. So let's go. These we had these queued up ready, but because we had some issues with the magic smoke escaping, we didn't get quite ready to show them. So these are 3D renders of the Aberdare class, and what I like about this is perhaps not.
And these are from Oxford Rail.
These are courtesy of Oxford Rail. So what I like about these, that we were talking about them earlier on, they're just such a distinctive design with the outside frames. I can't do anything with this without a mouse, Matt. Thanking you. Right, let's go over to next slide. And there's 2 different tenders. I didn't talk to Gwion about this, so you can see here between the 2 different tenders. I think it's one of them a rail operations division tender. I'm not quite sure.
That one does look more like the.
That is beefier.
Yeah, that one looks like the one that was on your photographic grey one.
Yeah, and so this is the Cali Pug. Now, Gwion, obviously, I was a bit naughty, and I did feel naughty when I was saying, so are we going to see the industrial versions and the Y9?
And he smiled, a cheeky Welshman smile.
I'll be honest with you, they're not going to tell. I don't know why I asked. I was making conversation, but it's the thing that everybody wants to ask about. But honest truth, I think they'd be foolish not to have tooled up with other options. So we might see other announcements in the future. Now, also, we didn't get to talk about the Great Eastern Railway cattle wagon.
They do look nice, though, don't they?
There's a big expansion in Great Eastern Railway stock coming from Oxford Rail, and cattle wagons are definitely something. It's nice to see, although the Great Eastern Railway ones weren't massively long-lasting. The reason for this was apparently frames sagged, because the poopy emissions from the cattle was a little bit corrosive. What's wrong? You're watching that like a hawk.
Because I smelt the same thing as before.
Ooh.
I don't think anything's gone wrong.
So we've also got another rerun of the Great Eastern Railway vans, and that does include more of the Great Eastern Railway liveries. Really looking forward to these. I love my pre-grouping stuff. And I think that this is going to be a real big seller for them. And we've got some really quite eye-catching ones. This with the black strapping is really quite an eye-catcher. There without... and then we've also got the Northeastern liveried versions. multiple different running numbers, later BR liveried versions, and slightly different later Northeastern one. Plus, we're now seeing some of the more interesting sold out of service versions. R&AD, we've had a lot of R&AD wagons coming through from Rapido. It's nice to see that Oxford Rail are also catering in this area. And this one, I think this is from the North Yorkshire Moors Railway.
They've got a lot of interesting stock preserved up there. They really have.
So, Engineers Department tool van.
We
And
should have another day trip to the North Yorkshire Moors Railway. That was good.
and this as well is this was actually quite late lasting. This and at least one other in this sort of livery lasted through into the early 1980s.
Oh my goodness. I was making a cup of tea for my wife, shouted from the kitchen, "Do you want a Kit Kat Chunky?" Don't remember much after that. Yeah, this is the reason why you need to make sure there's not a comma.
Yeah, you see, and you know, this reminds me of the perfect way to make a cup of tea. Backfired on me, as I was told to very carefully and quite clearly to agitate the bag. So I slapped the wife on the arse and said, 2 sugars, please, fatty.
Oh my god!
Stop it! So this
Oh
is
my
the Totem A. Really interesting. I'd never got a chance to actually ask about it. We have talked with Gwion about them before. I think... Oh,
Jen, stop the trains.
what's happened?
Because I can smell it. There's a stronger smell.
Okay, well, I tell you what. You talk to the nice people whilst I go and sniff.
Okay, so Jen's currently incorporating her nose of
Get the
destiny.
videos on. Yeah.
I am going to sit on Jen's hot buffet. Oh, Christ. I can't smell it until
I
I
can't
see
smell
you.
anything.
I could smell it.
You
Just-
did have quite a lot of head pain earlier. You've not had an episode, have you, love? I'm being serious about
No,
it.
it doesn't work like
There's
that
a
with me.
residual smell in the tunnel, but it's very, very faint.
Iron Horse takeover. That's right. The swearing's about to get worse because I'm in the driving seat now.
That crane does look good.
It does look good, and do you know what? This is nice because people were upset when Oxford Rail announced that they had to upgrade the price of this model. But when you look at what you're actually getting,
I mean, it was down at 15 quid originally. I mean,
Yeah,
that was just
that's
like
just-
anybody who thought that they were going to get a new tool crane for 15 quid. Really,
That
it's like,
crane?
no.
moves. Not motorised,
Really?
but you can position it and move it, which is fantastic. So, you know, 100 quid.
Is that why it looks like it's metal?
Yeah, I think most
So
of
that
it is.
it'll last.
But the Batman,
It's posable.
Batman do, or is it EFE that do it? They do the static crane. What is the EFE crane they do?
I don't know, it's modern.
They do the static crane. That's 89 quid or 80 quid,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that
yeah.
doesn't move. You can't move the crane. I've
And
got
just
one.
remember, this
The
comes-
placer crane.
Yeah,
The placer
but this
cranes.
comes with a match wagon. Also remember that the specification is now including an extra wagon, which
Yeah, exactly,
the original
yeah.
announcement
That's
didn't.
an extra 20, 30 quid right there. So
Yeah,
you've got all that.
there's nothing's gone pop. There's a slight residual smell that you might have caught a whiff of.
Right.
But
It suddenly became strong.
Then
I
especially
think
with
it was
smells.
the AE frog changing thing has decided to let out some of its magic smoke, but it's still working.
But yes, that was my point though. To people saying that you're not getting good value for money, you are, because
Yeah.
the plaster crane from Batman is a beautifully designed and really well detailed model, but it doesn't. You can't pose it, but you can with that. I'm pointing to it like you can see. I'm gesturing to the
What you need to
the
do
Oxford Rail crane.
If you were to
is-
point downward toward Jen's knee,
There.
then it would be on the right
There.
There
position.
you, go, there you go.
That.
Yeah, that thing there, yeah. So that does come. You can move it in position. It looks absolutely fantastic. I don't know if there's any versions which are preserved in any state of effect. It doesn't matter if they're rusty husk or if they're working, but that is the one that I would want. And then I would rather it make it rusty anyway.
Richard Gruter says, can you describe the smell? It smells like when you cremate a decoder and the magic smoke comes out.
It smells like an electrical fire.
It's like burnt electronics.
Acrid.
Yeah.
And bad.
Yeah, when you do you remember back in school when you connected up an electrolytic capacitor the wrong way round and it went pop, and you thought that is a lot of stuff inside such a small thing? But yeah, it's that smell.
All we did in science class in school was set fire to the Bunsen burners and the gas taps.
The gas taps with no Bunsen burner
Yeah.
attached.
I can beat you all.
Yeah.
What did you set fire to?
I blew up the physics department.
Good.
Did they know that it was you?
They do now.
I did it from the chemistry department.
Okay. What did you put down the sink?
No one told me what I was using would react violently with water.
Did you
so
put?
when
Did
I
you
poured
put?
it down the sink and blew up the pipes?
Boom.
Okay. Anyway, are we seeing any videos tonight?
Oh,
We've got time for a few. Aren't we? Sure.
That
Yeah.
crane looks amazing.
It
Can I
does.
just say?
want one.
Yeah, and they're going to be available in a number of
If
different
anyone
railway
knows
company
of
liveries.
any ones of those cranes which are preserved, please put it into the chat because that's the one that I want.
What, this one that's on
Yes.
screen right now?
Yes, I want the
I
preserved.
think
one.
there are
There
some.
must be one because they've got to have scanned something.
I think there are some that are preserved because it's sort of a representation of the sort of thing that a lot of railway companies had. I'm sure that there's one preserved at Didcot. North Yorkshire Moor Railway has a steam crane.
Yes, but it's not that. What's it?
Not that.
Different crane,
Yeah,
right?
I think the one they've got is more like the
It's a
one that
Ransom's.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one that Bachman.
Which is
have
too big
produced.
for my layout. The Ransom to Rape is a beautiful crane, but it's too big for my layout. It's a lovely thing, but
Yeah. So, what have we got up first? So, whilst the cupboard monkey is clicking randomly around,
the one at Keighley is a. I forget the name of it. It's called like a Grantham or something, but that's actually working, and they use it regularly in their permanent way nonsense. That's for me. Is that?
Oh, is it?
Not let me lose my.
no, it's right, sure, Jen.
all right. Apparently, I think Shildon has one. Says Beth G. Ravenheart Modelling says we put the Bunsen burner down the sink, and after a few minutes, lit one of the other ones. All the drains down the bench flared.
Brilliant.
Possibly the Gwilly Railway, suggests Peter Jackson Cheadle-Heath. I'm sure that there's there are some out there. RG Models 86 says, "Are you sure Gandalf isn't puffing the halfling leaf again?" Usually.
Hello, Neil, mate. You all right?
Lifestyle Unleashed, great to see you. Wait, hold on. I'm sure there's some latecomers. Gandalf, put that clown down.
So it's no wonder your finger snaps. The amount of beatings you give it.
A Monday clubber is never late. Don't control. I've been on the halfling reef tonight.
I said,
late.
don't smoke the
Frugal
clowns.
Baggins. Nowhere nearly.
And
They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Mark Wilson, I'm sure schools still have Bunsen burners, because if they haven't, how are they supposed to do
How are they going to burn
chemistry?
all their Bunsen if they don't have Bunsen
Exactly.
burners?
I do remember one kid, and I don't know how he
one.
did it. Yeah, I don't know how he did it without having a coughing fit, but he put his mouth around the gas tap, breathed in a full lungful of the gas, shut the thing off, and then just wandered nonchalantly over to where some other kid was doing his experiment, and then just went and blew on the Bunsen, and it's just like it was like a fire breather.
That was really stupid.
It was, because he could have had blowback.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't blow back.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
goodness. So our first thing for tonight is from Phil Metcalf, who says,
Yeah.
I've
Good night,
created a
Mike Lane
ghost
TC120.
I'm going to try and put it on a Cato 104 chassis.
Oh, somebody put a plug in it.
So could you...
Stop.
Press the button.
Hit the lever.
So this is a 3D printed Gronk in...
It's lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like it's all translucent.
Yeah, it's translucent plastic. That is incredible. I like that.
Didn't we see this one last week?
Oh, that's cool. Look at that. You can see through it.
Yeah,
That is nice.
that is incredible.
Oh, God. It's
Oh
hit
my
me.
God, look at the wheels. Oh,
Yeah, you
I
can
can't
see the
see the
wheel.
wheels.
You can see the
them.
wheels through the frame.
that is cool.
Which, of course, the Class 08, the wheels are... Actually, is that a Class 11? I'm looking at the front window on the car. You can't really see it on that angle, but...
Oh, you can see it from that one, aren't I?
No. I think, no, it is Class 08.
That is so cool.
Mark Wilson says, my friend tried to light his fart, but he just melted his stay-pressed trousers. We look, do you remember,
We
if
fed him cheese on his
Oh,
pizza.
for God's
So
sake.
we've been sent a link to where you can get a copy of this in Engage.
Oh, hello.
So I'm going to put that into the chat.
So there you are. There's a link where you can get that from.
It's a very, very long link, but it will take you to a 3D printing site.
It's a long link, sir, but it checks out.
It sends you to Thingiverse, so that's where you can get 3D print stuff.
Careful.
Yeah. Oh man. This is your plan. You're like, oh, it's a bit warm in here.
Look it.
How
Who fed me cheese knowing I'm lactose intolerant?
Yeah.
You didn't have to eat it.
Yeah, I could have just starved.
What are we getting? The stuff coming up on screen.
I know there is. I've just told you. It's going to a 3D printing site called Thingiverse.
Oh,
Thingiverse. Oh, I see. Thingiverse. Yeah. See, I could print.
You might
that,
want
but
to scroll
it
down.
It wouldn't be a ghost conquer, might just be a black one.
There we go.
That's not working at all now.
Thank you so much, Railway
There we
Rob.
go.
Very kindly
thank
donated
you.
£4.99 on the Super Chat.
Thank you so much.
You guys, you're really generous tonight. I'll be able to buy a new extractor fan for
You
next.
need it.
So that's
for the gas mask
so
fund.
that's the Ghost Gronk. So you can print one out.
That's
That's pretty
feed me
cool,
cheese.
actually. That's
Ben
pretty
Tuller,
cool.
I think you got a point there, Jenny. I'd be more worried about the risk of fire in Craig's gas. I'm not sure that farts are actually flammable.
The majority is nitrogen, so no.
I thought it was an urban myth that you could like torch one off.
It pretty much is, yeah. So I'm going to bring up the other things that we've got now.
That's one. It depends what you're eating. The next one.
The link is 00. I resized to 20 gauge. Fair enough. So it's in 00. You can
Oh right, yeah.
size it down, which means you could also make one in TT120.
Claude Hamilton says there's a 15-ton crane in Ireland. It's awaiting restoration, so it's suitably rusty for you.
Very good.
And actually, when we were talking about Crusty Rusty, we were talking about the Aberdare class, so the 2600s, because they would have been absolutely crusty and filthy by BR days.
Yeah.
And Gwion was saying that they debated about doing them weathered like they did with the Pilchards, but decided that actually it was better to leave them pristine, and then people could
There's
elect...
a lot of work goes into weathering, and weathering a steam engine in particular, especially when you're doing it bespoke, takes a lot of time because there's a lot of parts of a steam engine you've got to get from different angles.
Richard Grutus has an idea for you for your Wednesday show.
Well,
Light your farts live on air.
okay, no. No.
You'll
We're
set-
not doing that.
So we've had a message here from Anthony, who said he's got a short of the latest running samples of the new Deltics and DMUs on
Oh,
TT120.
there's the Hellion ones on Peachy's layout at Doncaster.
Did we see this before?
Quite possibly, yes.
I
But
don't...
I've seen that layout a lot.
No, I don't think we saw this, or did we? I don't know. Anyway, we'll watch it
We'll
again.
watch it anyway. It's a
So,
short.
are you ready?
Yeah.
Hit the lever.
One of the big issues with shorts are
They're rubbish.
no the way that it won't quite fit on this screen. So if I scroll it down, it won't actually go anywhere.
I hate shorts. Can I just put that out there? I
know,
really
you-
do
you
hate
prefer
Wear
shorts.
skirts then.
Yeah, I was trying to make that.
I've
joke.
got to be careful wearing skirts on here. It's very, very often I get a wardrobe malfunction
You'll
because.
get demonetised.
Yeah.
That is true. Actually, you will.
But I'm wearing pants
That doesn't
underneath.
It doesn't matter if the algorithm decides. Then
What, that
that's
you're flashing a bit of skirt?
Yeah. If the algorithm decides, that's it.
Yeah, you got to be careful. My mum often
Tells you off later.
yeah,
on.
I get a message. She'll send me a message. Oh, Danny,
Yeah.
Too much me on display.
You're nearly 50 and your mum's still telling you off.
Yeah. Peter Jackson Cheadle here says, I've recently had 2 models from Rails and they took the money as soon as it arrived with them.
The model.
The model. Yeah, right. So yeah.
It's usually the good indicator that something's coming.
Yeah, they won't take the payment in advance. They only take the payment when your model is basically ready for dispatch.
Yeah.
So these look really good. Thank you so much for sharing that
They look
with us.
great.
I think they're going to do really great when they come.
I am looking forward to being able to get one of these. I like the look of the ones that look like a bus on rails. I'm sorry, but I just
There we go. Oh, incidentally, that's the other camera that I reorganised. I don't know if we've seen that angle.
No, well, you haven't.
So I have been trying to reorganise the cameras, but it's quite difficult to. What's this? Richard Gruter says, shop tried to sell me satin pants. Said I.
Well done.
Says you
I
wanted
fe-
new
I-
ones.
I fell for the dad joke. Stop it. Right. I was just thinking, like, satin pants. Like what does he fancy himself as, some kind of disco lush?
So I've got a message here from Larry Rogers.
Oh, right, yeah,
It's coming to the wrong thing.
So that's for a check-in. So hopefully we'll be having Larry Rogers in the future on the check-in. We haven't had any of you guys on the check-in tonight because we've got this one, and he's already got his blue badge. See, he's got his blue badge.
I'm a blue badge holder.
If you're watching, I would have got back to you, but I thought that was a Monday Club thing. Sorry.
Yeah, that's because I thought we did say to people to put Monday Club check-ins or something. Anywho. Hi Jenny and Zoe, hope you're both doing well. For St. David's Day I've put together this short video to celebrate. It was filmed on the 009 narrow gauge layout, which is owned by my local model railway club. So this is from Richard Grigg, RG Models 86.
Let's have a quick look. If you press the button, please.
Hit the lever. Well, hold on, make it do its thing. JTG Werewolf, good night to you. It's been great to have you company. We're just waiting for...
Give me a second. It's decided to do the stupid thing.
It's just all it's done.
All it did was make the page full screen, not the video. So
there
we
go.
I'll go back to the start now.
Okay.
Oh, don't you love technology?
Yeah. Oh, so that's the Cato large.
Oh, these look great.
Coaches look nice actually. Oh. There's a lot going on with the scenery. I do like your little cliffs. I don't know what you've used for making those cliffs. They've gone out of focus because the camera's focused on the train, but they look really, really good.
That front wall was actually incredible.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail on
I
it.
like the engine shed tucked away in the back there.
Yeah, this is really nice.
This is what I love. This is what I love. No, that's an engine shed, but this is what I love about 009. That you can kind of have this sort of curated decrepitude of like narrow gauge railways in a way that's more difficult to do with modelling full size. But it's great scenery, really great.
Yeah.
The ground cover has so much texture and depth to it. So thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Yes.
Really enjoyed
Happy
that.
St. David's Day to everyone. And Jenny, since you're half Welsh, half of a Happy St. David's Day.
Yeah.
Left.
Oh,
Why is there a cigar tube here?
Because I was having a Hamlet earlier on.
What, during
And
the
it fell
stream?
out of my pocket.
Did it? So maybe the funny burning smell was you.
No, I was not on fire.
Yeah.
Cheeky tab end. Very good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Griffey
Thought it was
says
nice.
now any model, any BR in blue era as decrepit as you like. Yeah, well, yeah. So this is coming from. If you scroll down, does it give their YouTube?
Going to the dogs.
Going to the dogs. Oh, I've spotted a TARDIS.
It attaches a sub 3-minute video I've created, which I think you and the Monday Club Massive. The Monday Club Massive
in the house.
Massive as opposed to Mastiff, because that is a different thing. My joke's working.
Is this
in my
like
brain.
when the
Does this count
headmaster?
as mastiff baiting?
Can I just say that my headmaster at my secondary school used to think it was funny to shout in assembly, "You boy, stop masticating!" He just thought like it was like hip and down with the kids, but he just sounded like an utter pillock.
Okay. I love this. I love this layout.
I do love this layout. The ballast, and the sort of the general sort of like the Budleer and stuff is really good. And I love the bridge that's not actually
JK wagon.
I know.
Yes.
Woo!
Hey, remember all those trolls when we first made that?
Oh, we're going to buy them all, and we're going to take off the JK logo.
Thank you for buying my thing.
Yeah, it's like, well,
thank you for giving us money.
Yeah, thanks for the cash and making this a sellout, troll.
What you do with it once you've bought it's your problem.
Yeah, have at it. It was designed to be able to take it off if you didn't want it.
I like these wagons here.
JIAs?
They're interesting.
Yeah,
aren't they?
JHA.
Ballast wagons, I believe.
I think the Buxton Line ones were the JIAs. Oh, TARDIS! But I love what he's done with the Pico girder bridge sides, because it gives a suggestion there's actually like a bridge that goes all the way across the layout without actually having to model the what's underneath.
Yeah.
Richard Grutus asks, "Is this O gauge?" No, this is 00.
I think this is 00.
It's definitely 00 because I know what the Monday Club wagon is.
Of course, yeah.
I think he's using bullhead track, code 75 bullhead track.
It looks good.
And it really does work well.
Mm.
And I also like the back scene with the viaducts and
Yes.
stuff. Some really innovative ideas on this layout. Nice use of the Bachmann Scenecraft station platforms, the Art Deco station buildings.
Yeah.
That's that crane. You've just missed it that you were going on about before.
Oh, look at all that rail.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's nice. And that's another thing you can do with offcuts of rail. Cut them to length and stick them
Make a
on.
track trim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched a really interesting video today of how they used to do that. It was all in black
Going
and
to the
white.
Dock says it's an actual bridge. There's a railway line going underneath it.
Oh, we need
Very
to
cool.
see that. Going to the dogs, we need to see that. I colour me interested. I've never seen a Mark II in Dutch livery before.
I like the information.
Gronk! Yeah! Gronk it up! Gronk it up! Gronk it up! Hashtag not a
Club
go. And can I just say, the Monday Club badges do make great headboards. So
Yeah.
there you are, evidence that's the way.
That is
Perfect
very
for
cool.
O
Thank you
gauge, but
so
you've
much
just
for
seen
sending
that
in.
there on 00. So thank you so much. As you saw a blast of the kind of nonsense that I tend to watch.
Card Channel, a guy who's a lawyer talking about.
No, that's Fail Army. It's like, whoops.
Okay, Fail Army, guy who's a lawyer talking about car issues.
Yeah.
And Jenny's own things, they're suggesting that we watch the Monday Club that's on right now
Yes.
Yeah.
on the Monday Club.
Yes.
Let's do that.
Lifestyle Unleashed says trolls are pathetic. Yeah, they absolutely are. One of my recent videos got a nasty message. I left it up so the world can see what a wazzock the guy is. Yeah,
We're now watching the Monday Club on the Monday Club.
I must. We've had some.
Clubception.
We've had some sorts on
Yes.
in the comments.
Some right wrong'uns.
Yeah.
This
They
is
know.
just
They,
this is ridiculous.
yeah, he knows who he is.
Look at this.
What are you doing?
We're watching the Monday Club on the Monday Club.
What is it? What? Oh, are we eventually going to get the Doctor Who intro?
Yeah.
It's
just ridiculous.
The thing is, if we started singing the song in a round now, that would give it the
That would
order.
just be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I just thought that was funny. It suggested that we watch the Monday Club, so I did.
Yeah.
Oh
but,
my goodness, it's 9 o'clock.
It is
Hey,
indeed.
God,
That should be
who?
going soon.
oh my word! Evening all. Fraid's a little late, says John PW22.
The Monday Clubber is never late to do wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Mark Wilson says Top of the Pops intro. That dates you a bit.
Oh, that's interesting.
And Griffey says, I have a question. Who makes the best track spacing jigs for TT120, as in most versatile for spacing? I honestly couldn't tell you. That's something that...
Maybe I should make one.
I
maybe.
know
I
I know who you should ask. The king of TT120.
Peachy TT120 would be
Yes.
the man to ask, I'm guessing. But look, thank you. I can't believe 9 comes around so quick. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit that like button. Consider sharing the stream and subscribe if you're not already done so. And a huge thank you to Gwion for coming on to talk all things Oxford Rail. And a big thank you to Iron Horse Railways, who has also been a guest up here in the loft as well.
Final question for Iron Horse. What's your next project?
Well, he's going to be doing a live stream on Wednesday.
There's a live stream on Wednesday. I've got bits of weathering. I've got some wagons coming to weather. I'm going to see Andy at Soil Moors of Lee tomorrow.
So are we. We might see you there.
We probably will.
Christopher Lewis has
all sorts
revealed
going on.
himself as a latecomer.
The Monday Clubber is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they need to.
Thanks, Gandalf. The reason there's no trains running is because the cupboard monkey thought she smelt burning, but it turns out it was,
It was
a false
residual.
alarm.
Just make sure everything
It was
goes
residual
fully-
bird.
So,
fully off.
yeah, absolutely. But don't forget to catch the Iron Horse Railways Wednesday live stream from 7 o'clock on Wednesday. I don't know, that's going to be great. Hanging out, watching some... Stop it!
And of course, we have a
Frederick
JK2 video.
You're going
on
to burn
Wednesday.
a hole in that.
JK2 video Wednesday.
Yes,
Yeah.
at,
So-
going out at 5.
But no, your live stream, you're going to be having trains running. So it's going to be like...
Well, maybe I might do a live wedding. I don't know yet. I just don't know.
It's going to be like proper model railway action.
Tune in and find out.
Absolutely.
How's that? There you
and
go.
of course, you're going to dish some dirt. And you're going to put the world to rights as well, aren't you? You heard it here first. And there's a couple of people he has some choice words for.
Yes, like crevice and
Crevice.
Craig's last word: moist.
What's
Dribble.
what's the sound that comes with that? I don't know whether the microphone picked that up.
Hang on, 1 sec. I can't get up here. Shift out.
Is Game Hammer Classic Gaming on tonight or not?
Yeah, it is.
So also don't forget that you will be. You've pre-warmed my chair.
Where's the microphone?
There. It's a horrible noise. So
Moisture.
now, having scarred everybody for life, look, you guys take great care of yourself. Happy modelling, and stay tuned for the Game Hammer Classic Gaming All Request Monday Night Live. That's coming up next. You'll get a prompt to get you up and running and over there to have the live streaming fun continue. But from all of us here at Weir Yard, you guys take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. Bye for now.
Good night, boils and ghouls.
Hold on, I'm just trying to turn the layout back on.
Okay. I will press the aimed credits button, don't worry.
Oh yeah, hit the lever.
Jenny loves you, Diesel Shunda. In the yard, you're no front runner. Unappreciated, slow and steady. Metal beast, you're always ready. Back and forth with wagons trailing. In the yard, you're never failing. Rusty wheels and engine humming, steady groans always coming. Gronk it up, you're the one who fills the cup. Pull those wagons back and forth, gronk it up for what you're worth. Gronk the 08 unsung hero. Diesel hard, but love is zero. Jenny sees your true intention. Endless work without a mention. Slow and steady, never flashy. In the yard where tracks are trashy. Jenny knows your secret song. To her, you're where you belong. Gronk it up, you're the one who fills the cup. Pull those wagons back and forth. Gronk it up for what you're worth. Gronk it up, you're the one who fills the cup. Pull those wagons back and forth. Gronk it up for what you're worth. Gronk it up. Gronk it up. Gronk it up. Hashtag not a cult.
So there we have it. A huge thank you to Gwion from Oxford Rail for coming on talking to us about the 2026 announcement, and also a big thank you to Iron Horse Railways for coming on as well. Now, as we said before, we're going to get these. I can't believe we've got so many of these bloody badges after all that time. Oh, it's sold out, it's sold out. Turns out it wasn't. So we're going to get the extra badges up on the website. Stay tuned for those. It's a great opportunity for anybody who missed some of the earlier colours. The only colour that we do not have any of is the dark blue. And to get your light blue Caledonian blue version of the Monday Club badge, you have to be a guest on the show. So come on our check-in, and it's a great way to promote your channel and be a part of the Monday Club goodness. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there. We will also be at Key Model World Live. We're also at the event at Leighton Buzzard, a model railway event there. Really looking forward to that. Hopefully, we will get to ride the full Leighton Buzzard narrow gauge railway. So, looking forward to that as well. And then we've got the model event at Wirksworth on the Ecclesbourne Valley Railway. Both myself and the Cupboard Monkey will be there. The Cupboard Monkey's bringing Scalextrics, which will be interesting. So if you want to race the monkey, that's your opportunity. Yes, Devon George 85, I'm afraid you're late. You're so late, in fact, that Gandalf has gone out for some halfling leaf. Richard Grutas will be there all weekend. We're actually on the Sawyer Models Scalextrics track at Key Model World Live. So we will be there all weekend. Richard Swiderski, thank you so much. Nice, Jane. I thought, would you believe it? That's the EFE Rail one. Which, it's interesting that... not EFE Rail, DJ Models. It's interesting. A lot of people poo-poo the DJ Models version, but actually that runs like an absolute champ. I suppose it just depends on whether you get a good one or not. Don't forget as well that Iron Horse Railways will be doing a live stream on Wednesday. It's a perfect opportunity to hang out with a passionate railway modeller, Iron Horse, and he's not decided yet whether he's going to do a live weathering or whether it's going to be him putting the worlds to rights whilst his trains do their thing. But always worth checking in on that from 7 o'clock in the evening GMT over on the Iron Horse Railways channel. Flower Chairman 1, yeah, everything seems to be all right. I find it most peculiar. Something definitely popped. And it's that sort of acrid burning electronics smell that you get. The best way to describe it is it smells like if you've ever had a decoder accidentally get completely cremated, then it's that smell. Malco Blue says, I have a DJ Models one and it's a great runner. Yeah, I think it's one of those things that some people got bad ones and other people didn't. Is that you saying you're on? So I'm just having word that Gamehammer Classic Gaming is firing up, ready to go. So just got time for me to say thank you all for coming. It's been really great having your company. Again, another amazing Monday Club. Always an absolute humbled honour to have you guys come and hang out with me on Monday night. See, Mum, I've got friends. Good night, everybody. Just follow the prompt and your live streaming goodness will continue with Gamehammer Classic Gaming. But for me, now, take care. Bye for now.